Preface. The internet has revolutionized the way we live, work, and communicate. It has connected people from all over the world and provided us with unprecedented access to information and opportunities. However, with these benefits come new challenges and risks, particularly in the realm of cybersecurity. The rapid growth of the digital world has created new opportunities for cyber criminals to exploit individuals, organizations, and entire nations. From hacking and identity theft to phishing and cyberbullying, cybercrimes pose a serious threat to our personal and financial security. In this book, we aim to provide a comprehensive overview of cybercrimes and their impact on individuals and society. We will explore the latest trends and tactics used by cybercriminals, as well as the tools and technologies available to protect against them. Our goal is to provide readers with the knowledge and skills they need to navigate the digital world safely and securely. We recognize that the field of cybersecurity is constantly evolving, and new threats and challenges emerge on a daily basis. As such, this book is not intended to be a definitive guide to cybersecurity, but rather a starting point for those seeking to learn more about this important topic. We hope that readers will find this book informative, engaging, and useful in their efforts to stay safe online. We encourage feedback and suggestions for future editions as we work together to combat cybercrime and promote a safer digital world. Chapter 1: Introduction to Cybercrimes, an overview of the types and risks. In the digital age, technology has transformed the way we communicate, work, and live. While the internet has brought numerous benefits and opportunities, it has also given rise to new forms of crime and misconduct. Cybercrimes refer to a wide range of offenses that involve the use of digital technology and the internet to commit unlawful acts. This chapter provides an overview of the types of cybercrimes, including hacking, identity theft, phishing, and cyberbullying, and the risks they pose to individuals, organizations, and society. Types of cybercrimes. Hacking. Hacking refers to unauthorized access to computer systems, networks, or devices for malicious purposes. Hackers may steal, modify, or destroy data, install malware, or use compromised systems to launch attacks on other targets. Hacking can cause significant financial losses, data breaches, and disruptions to critical services. Identity theft. Identity theft occurs when someone steals another person's personal information, such as their name, address, social security number, or financial account details, and uses it to commit fraud or other crimes. Identity theft can lead to financial losses, damaged credit, and reputational harm. Phishing. Phishing is a type of cyber attack that involves the use of fake emails, websites, or messages to trick individuals into disclosing their personal or financial information. Phishing attacks often impersonate legitimate entities, such as banks, government agencies, or social media platforms. Phishing can result in financial losses, identity theft, and malware infections. Cyberbullying. Cyberbullying refers to the use of digital technology to harass, intimidate, or threaten individuals, often through social media, messaging apps, or online forums. Cyberbullying can cause emotional distress, social isolation, and even lead to suicide in extreme cases. Risks of cybercrimes. Cybercrimes pose significant risks to individuals, organizations, and society as a whole. Some of the risks include financial losses. Cybercrimes can result in significant financial losses for individuals and businesses. For example, a hacked bank account, stolen credit card details, or fraudulent transactions can lead to monetary damages. Data breaches. Cybercrimes can result in data breaches, which can compromise sensitive information, such as personal details, health records, or trade secrets. Data breaches can cause reputational harm, legal liabilities, and financial penalties. Disruptions to critical services. Cyber attacks on critical infrastructure, such as power grids, transportation systems, or healthcare facilities, can cause disruptions to essential services and even threaten public safety. Psychological and social harms. Cyber crimes, such as cyberbullying or revenge porn, can cause significant psychological and social harm to victims, such as anxiety, depression, and social isolation. Conclusion. Cyber crimes are a growing threat to individuals, organizations, and society. Understanding the types and risks of cyber crimes is the first step towards protecting oneself from these threats. By adopting best practices for cybersecurity, such as using strong passwords, keeping software up to date, and being vigilant for suspicious activities, individuals can reduce their risk of becoming a victim of cybercrime. Additionally, governments, businesses, and law enforcement agencies have a crucial role to play in preventing, detecting, and prosecuting cyber crimes and promoting a safer and more secure digital environment for all. Chapter 2. The Dark Web. Exploring the hidden corners of the Internet where cyber criminals operate. The Internet has opened up a world of information and connectivity, but it also has a dark side, the so-called dark web. The dark web is a collection of hidden websites and online services that are not indexed by standard search engines and can only be accessed using specialized software, such as the Tor browser. While the dark web has legitimate uses, such as protecting the privacy of political dissidents or journalists, it is also a haven for cyber criminals who use it to engage in illegal activities, such as drug trafficking, money laundering, and cyber attacks. This chapter explores the dark web, the tools and technologies used by cyber criminals to stay anonymous and evade law enforcement, and the challenges of combating cybercrime in this hidden world. What is the dark web? The dark web is a part of the Internet that is not accessible using standard web browsers and search engines. Instead, users need to use specialized software, such as the Tor browser, to access hidden websites and services. The Tor network is a decentralized network of servers that encrypts traffic and routes it through multiple relays, making it difficult to trace the origin and destination of communications. This anonymity makes the dark web an attractive platform for cyber criminals to operate. Tools and technologies used in the dark web. Cyber criminals on the dark web use a variety of tools and technologies to protect their anonymity and evade law enforcement. Some of the most common ones include cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin, are a popular means of payment on the dark web as they offer anonymity and are difficult to trace. Cyber criminals can use cryptocurrencies to buy and sell illegal goods and services without leaving a paper trail. Encryption. Encryption is used to protect communications and data from interception or analysis. Cyber criminals on the dark web use encryption to communicate securely and to store sensitive information, such as stolen credentials or financial data. Malware. Malware, such as viruses or Trojan horses, is used by cyber criminals to gain unauthorized access to computers, steal data, or disrupt services. Malware is often used to launch attacks on high-value targets, such as banks or government agencies. Bulletproof hosting. Bulletproof hosting is a type of web hosting service that offers high levels of protection against law enforcement and takedown requests. Cyber criminals on the dark web use bulletproof hosting to host illegal websites, such as marketplaces or forums, without fear of being shut down. Challenges of combating cybercrime on the dark web. Combating cybercrime on the dark web is challenging due to the anonymity and encryption used by cyber criminals. Law enforcement agencies face significant hurdles in identifying and locating cyber criminals, as well as gathering admissible evidence. Moreover, the international nature of the dark web, where cyber criminals can operate from anywhere in the world, makes cooperation and coordination between different jurisdictions difficult. Conclusion: the dark web is a hidden world where cyber criminals operate and thrive. The anonymity and encryption offered by the dark web make it difficult for law enforcement agencies to combat cybercrime, and the tools and technologies used by cyber criminals continue to evolve. Combating cybercrime on the dark web requires a coordinated and global effort involving law enforcement agencies, governments, and the private sector. Additionally, individuals can protect themselves from the risks of the dark web by avoiding illegal activities, using strong passwords and security software, and being vigilant for signs of cybercrime. Chapter 3: Malware and Viruses: Understanding the Risks and How to Protect Yourself. In today's digital world, malware and viruses are among the biggest threats to individuals, businesses, and governments. Malware refers to any software that is designed to harm or exploit computer systems, while viruses are a specific type of malware that can self-replicate and spread to other devices. In this chapter, we will explore the risks posed by malware and viruses, the ways in which they can infect your devices and compromise your personal and financial information, and the steps you can take to protect yourself. Types of malware and viruses. There are several types of malware and viruses, each with its own characteristics and risks. Adware. Adware is a type of software that displays unwanted advertisements on your device, often in the form of pop-ups or banners. Adware can slow down your device, consume bandwidth, and compromise your privacy by tracking your online activities. Spyware. Spyware is a type of malware that is designed to spy on your online activities and steal your personal and financial information. Spyware can log your keystrokes, capture your passwords and credit card numbers, and even take control of your device. Ransomware. Ransomware is a type of malware that encrypts your files and demands a ransom payment in exchange for the decryption key. Ransomware can cause significant financial and reputational damage to individuals and businesses alike. Trojan horses. Trojan horses are a type of malware that masquerade as legitimate software, but are designed to steal your data or give remote control of your device to cyber criminals. Trojan horses can be disguised as email attachments, software updates, or even as part of popular apps. How malware and viruses infect your devices. Malware and viruses can infect your devices through several methods, including email attachments. Malware can be attached to email messages, disguised as legitimate files, such as PDFs or Microsoft Office documents. Once opened, the malware can infect your device and compromise your data. Malicious websites. Cyber criminals can create malicious websites that look like legitimate ones, but are designed to infect your device with malware or viruses. These websites can be used to steal your credentials, install spyware, or launch other types of attacks. Infected software. Software downloaded from untested sources or that has been tampered with can contain malware or viruses. This is particularly common with pirated software, where cyber criminals can inject malware into the installation files. Protecting yourself from malware and viruses. There are several steps you can take to protect yourself from malware and viruses. Install antivirus software. Antivirus software can detect and remove malware and viruses from your device, as well as block access to malicious websites and email attachments. Keep software up to date. Software updates often include security patches that can prevent malware and viruses from exploiting vulnerabilities in your device. Use strong passwords. Strong passwords can prevent cybercriminals from accessing your accounts and stealing your personal and financial information. Be wary of suspicious emails and websites. Avoid opening suspicious emails or clicking on links in emails from unknown senders. Be wary of websites that ask for sensitive information, and always check the URL and SSL certificate to ensure you are on a legitimate site. Conclusion: malware and viruses are among the biggest threats to the security and privacy of individuals and organizations. Understanding the risks and taking steps to protect yourself, such as installing antivirus software, keeping software up to date. Chapter 4: Social Engineering, Understanding the Tactics and Protecting Yourself. Cyber criminals use a range of tactics to manipulate and deceive individuals and organizations with the goal of gaining access to sensitive information or financial resources. This practice is known as social engineering, and it can take many forms. In this chapter, we will explore the tactics used by cyber criminals, such as pretexting, baiting, and phishing, and the steps you can take to protect yourself. What is social engineering? Social engineering is the practice of using psychological manipulation to trick people into revealing sensitive information or performing actions that are not in their best interest. Cyber criminals use social engineering to bypass technical security measures, such as firewalls and antivirus software, and target the human element of an organization. Tactics used in social engineering. There are several tactics used in social engineering, including pretexting. Pretexting is the practice of creating a false scenario or persona to gain access to sensitive information. This can involve posing as a trusted source, such as a bank representative or IT support technician, and requesting login credentials or other sensitive information. Baiting. Baiting is the practice of enticing individuals to take actions that are not in their best interest, often by offering a reward or appealing to their curiosity. This can involve leaving a USB drive or other device in a public area, with the hope that someone will plug it into their device and unwittingly install malware. Phishing. Phishing is the practice of using emails or text messages to trick individuals into revealing sensitive information, such as passwords or credit card numbers. Phishing emails often appear to be from a trusted source, such as a bank or social media platform, and may contain links to fake websites that capture login credentials. Protecting yourself from social engineering. There are several steps you can take to protect yourself from social engineering attacks. Be wary of unsolicited emails and messages. Be suspicious of emails or messages that appear to be from a trusted source but request sensitive information or ask you to take an unusual action. Verify requests for information. If someone requests sensitive information, such as login credentials, verify their identity and the legitimacy of the request before providing any information. Don't trust unknown devices or media. Avoid plugging in unknown devices or media, such as USB drives or CDs, into your device. These may contain malware or other malicious software. Stay up to date on security measures. Stay informed about the latest security measures and best practices for protecting yourself from social engineering attacks. This includes keeping software up to date, using strong passwords, and being aware of the latest tactics used by cyber criminals. Conclusion: social engineering is a powerful tool in the hands of cyber criminals, and it can be difficult to protect against. However, By being aware of the tactics used and taking proactive steps to protect yourself, such as being wary of unsolicited requests and not trusting unknown devices, you can significantly reduce your risk of falling victim to social engineering attacks. Remember that the best defense against social engineering is education and awareness. Chapter 5: Cyberbullying and Online Harassment. Understanding the effects and responding to harmful behaviors. Cyberbullying and online harassment are pervasive problems in today's digital age. Social media platforms, messaging apps, and online forums provide fertile ground for individuals to engage in abusive behavior towards others, often under the guise of anonymity. In this chapter, we will explore the damaging effects of cyberbullying and online harassment, and discuss ways to prevent and respond to these harmful behaviors. What is cyberbullying and online harassment? Cyberbullying and online harassment involve the use of digital technology to intentionally harm, intimidate, or embarrass someone. This can take many forms, including spreading rumors or lies, posting embarrassing photos or videos, or making threatening or offensive comments. Unlike traditional bullying, cyberbullying can occur 24 and can reach a wide audience quickly and easily. The effects of cyberbullying and online harassment. The effects of cyberbullying and online harassment can be severe and long-lasting. Victims may experience anxiety, depression, and even suicidal thoughts. In some cases, cyberbullying has been linked to incidents of violence and school shootings. Online harassment can also have professional and financial consequences, such as damaging a person's reputation or causing them to lose their job. Preventing cyberbullying and online harassment. Preventing cyberbullying and online harassment starts with creating a culture of respect and empathy online. Parents, educators, and online platforms can take steps to prevent these harmful behaviors, such as educating young people. Educating young people about the harmful effects of cyberbullying and online harassment, and promoting respectful behavior online, can help prevent these behaviors from occurring. Monitoring online activity. Parents and educators can monitor young people's online activity to identify signs of cyberbullying and intervene early. Promoting responsible social media use. Social media platforms can promote responsible social media use by implementing strong community guidelines and enforcing consequences for abusive behavior. Responding to cyberbullying and online harassment. If you or someone you know is experiencing cyberbullying or online harassment, there are steps you can take to respond. Document the behavior. Keep a record of the abusive behavior, including screenshots of messages or posts, and report it to the appropriate authorities or online platform. Seek support. Talk to someone you trust, such as a friend or family member, or seek support from a mental health professional. Consider legal action. In some cases, victims of cyberbullying and online harassment may consider taking legal action to protect themselves and hold the perpetrator accountable. Conclusion. Cyberbullying and online harassment can have devastating effects on individuals and society. Preventing and responding to these harmful behaviors requires a concerted effort from parents, educators, online platforms, and society as a whole. By promoting a culture of respect and empathy online and taking proactive steps to prevent and respond to cyberbullying and online harassment, we can create a safer and more compassionate online community. Chapter 6: Identity Theft. Protecting yourself from cyber criminals. Identity theft is a serious and growing problem in the digital age. Cyber criminals use a variety of techniques to steal personal and financial information, and then use that information to commit fraud and other illegal activities. In this chapter, we will explore the ways in which cyber criminals steal personal and financial information, and discuss the steps individuals can take to safeguard their identity and prevent fraud. What is identity theft? Identity theft occurs when someone steals your personal information, such as your name, address, social security number, or credit card information, and uses it for fraudulent purposes. Cyber criminals can obtain this information through a variety of means, such as phishing scams, malware attacks, and data breaches. How cyber criminals steal your identity? Cyber criminals use a variety of techniques to steal your personal and financial information, including phishing. Phishing is a technique in which cyber criminals send fake emails or messages that appear to be from a legitimate source, such as a bank or social media platform, in order to trick you into providing your personal information. Malware attacks. Malware attacks involve infecting your device with a virus or other malicious software that can steal your personal and financial information. Data breaches. Data breaches occur when cyber criminals gain access to large amounts of personal and financial information from a company or organization's database. Preventing identity theft. Preventing identity theft starts with being vigilant about your personal information and taking proactive steps to safeguard it. Here are some tips for preventing identity theft. Use strong passwords. Use strong, unique passwords for each of your online accounts and use two-factor authentication whenever possible. Be cautious with your personal information. Be cautious about giving out your personal information and only provide it when necessary. Monitor your credit reports. Regularly monitor your credit reports and financial accounts for any suspicious activity. Stay up to date on security measures. Stay up to date on the latest security measures, such as antivirus software and firewalls, and keep your devices and software updated. Responding to identity theft. If you suspect that your identity has been stolen, it is important to act quickly to minimize the damage. Here are some steps you can take. Contact your financial institutions. Contact your financial institutions, such as your bank and credit card companies, and alert them to the potential fraud. Freeze your credit reports. Consider freezing your credit reports to prevent anyone from opening new accounts in your name. File a report with law enforcement. File a report with your local law enforcement agency, and consider filing a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission. Conclusion. Identity theft is a serious and growing problem, but there are steps individuals can take to protect themselves. By being vigilant about your personal information, using strong passwords, and monitoring your credit reports, you can reduce the risk of identity theft. If you suspect that your identity has been stolen, it is important to act quickly to minimize the damage. By taking proactive steps to protect your identity and respond quickly to any potential fraud, you can safeguard your personal and financial information from cyber criminals. Chapter 7: Cybersecurity for Businesses, Protecting Your Organization from Cyber Threats. Cybersecurity is a critical concern for businesses of all sizes. With the increasing reliance on digital technologies and the rise of cyber threats, it is important for organizations to have effective cybersecurity measures in place. In this chapter, we will examine the unique challenges faced by businesses in protecting their networks, data, and intellectual property from cyber threats, and discuss best practices for cybersecurity risk management. The unique challenges of cybersecurity for businesses. Businesses face unique challenges in protecting their networks, data, and intellectual property from cyber threats. These challenges include the complexity of networks. Businesses often have complex networks that include a variety of devices and systems, making it difficult to identify and respond to potential cyber threats. The volume of data. Businesses collect and store large amounts of data, including sensitive information such as customer data and financial information, making them attractive targets for cyber criminals. The need for accessibility. Businesses need to provide access to their networks and data to employees, customers, and partners, while also maintaining security. The impact of cyber attacks. Cyber attacks can have significant financial and reputational consequences for businesses, including lost revenue, legal liabilities, and damage to brand reputation. Best practices for cybersecurity risk management. To effectively manage cybersecurity risks, businesses need to implement a comprehensive cybersecurity strategy that includes the following best practices. Risk assessment. Conduct regular risk assessments to identify potential vulnerabilities and prioritize areas for improvement. Employee training. Provide regular cybersecurity training to employees to increase awareness of potential threats and promote best practices for security. Access control. Implement access control measures to ensure that only authorized individuals have access to sensitive data and systems. Network security. Implement network security measures such as firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and encryption to protect against cyber threats. Incident response planning. Develop an incident response plan to quickly and effectively respond to cyber attacks and minimize the impact of any potential breach. The role of cybersecurity in business strategy. Effective cybersecurity is not just a matter of protecting against cyber threats. It is also an important component of overall business strategy. By implementing strong cybersecurity measures, businesses can demonstrate their commitment to protecting customer data and maintaining their reputation. Additionally, businesses that prioritize cybersecurity are better positioned to take advantage of new technologies and opportunities, as they are better equipped to manage the risks associated with digital transformation. Conclusion. Cybersecurity is a critical concern for businesses of all sizes. By recognizing the unique challenges faced by businesses in protecting their networks, data, and intellectual property from cyber threats, and implementing best practices for cybersecurity risk management, businesses can reduce their risk of cyber attacks and minimize the impact of any potential breach. Moreover, effective cybersecurity measures can be a key component of overall business strategy, enabling businesses to demonstrate their commitment to protecting customer data and maintaining their reputation in the digital age. Chapter 8: Cybercrime Investigations, Tools and Techniques for Detecting and Prosecuting Cyber Crimes. In this chapter, we will explore the tools and techniques used by law enforcement and cybersecurity professionals to investigate and prosecute cyber crimes. Cybercrime investigations require specialized skills and knowledge, as well as access to advanced technology and software. Types of cybercrime investigations. Cybercrime investigations can take many forms, including cyberbullying and online harassment. Investigations into cyberbullying and online harassment often involve identifying the perpetrator and collecting evidence of their behavior, such as online messages and social media posts. Malware and virus attacks. Investigations into malware and virus attacks involve analyzing the code of the malware or virus to identify its source and track its spread. Identity theft. Investigations into identity theft involve tracing the use of stolen personal information and identifying the individuals responsible for the theft. Tools and techniques for cybercrime investigations. Cybercrime investigations require specialized tools and techniques to collect and analyze digital evidence. Some of the most commonly used tools and techniques include digital forensics. Digital forensics involves the collection, analysis, and preservation of digital evidence from computers, mobile devices, and other electronic storage devices. Digital forensics experts use specialized software and techniques to recover deleted files, trace the origins of digital evidence, and identify the individuals responsible for cyber crimes. Data analysis. Data analysis involves the use of statistical techniques and software to identify patterns and trends in large datasets. Data analysis can be used to identify potential cyber threats, analyze the behavior of cyber criminals, and track the spread of malware and viruses. Penetration testing. Penetration testing involves simulating a cyber attack on an organization's network or system to identify vulnerabilities and assess the effectiveness of cybersecurity measures. Penetration testing can help organizations identify potential weaknesses and implement effective cybersecurity strategies to prevent cyber attacks. Open source intelligence. Open source intelligence, OSINT, involves the collection and analysis of publicly available information, such as social media posts, online forums, and news articles, to identify potential cyber threats and track the behavior of cyber criminals. Legal considerations in cybercrime investigations. Cybercrime investigations must also consider legal and ethical considerations, such as privacy laws, search and seizure procedures, and chain of custody requirements. Cybercrime investigators must adhere to strict protocols to ensure that digital evidence is admissible in court and that the rights of individuals are protected throughout the investigation. Conclusion. Cybercrime investigations require specialized tools, techniques, and expertise to collect and analyze digital evidence and identify the individuals responsible for cyber crimes. By using digital forensics, data analysis, penetration testing, and OSINT, law enforcement and cybersecurity professionals can effectively investigate and prosecute cyber crimes. However, investigations must also consider legal and ethical considerations to ensure that digital evidence is admissible in court and that the rights of individuals are protected throughout the investigation. Chapter 9, Cybersecurity Legislation and Regulations, Understanding the Legal and Regulatory Frameworks that Govern Cybersecurity. In this chapter, we will discuss the legal and regulatory frameworks that govern cybersecurity. Cybersecurity legislation and regulations help ensure the protection of sensitive data, critical infrastructure, and national security interests. This chapter will provide an overview of the laws and regulations related to cybersecurity, including data privacy laws, cybercrime statutes, and international agreements. Data privacy laws. Data privacy laws regulate the collection, use, and storage of personal data. These laws require organizations to obtain user consent before collecting personal data and to protect this data from unauthorized access or disclosure. Some of the most important data privacy laws include General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR. The GDPR is a data privacy law that applies to all organizations that process personal data of individuals residing in the European Union, EU. The GDPR requires organizations to obtain user consent before collecting personal data and to provide users with the right to access, rectify, and erase their personal data. California Consumer Privacy Act, CCPA. The CCPA is a data privacy law that applies to organizations that collect personal data from California residents. The CCPA requires organizations to disclose the categories of personal data they collect and the purposes for which this data is used. The CCPA also gives California residents the right to request that their personal data be deleted. Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA. HIPAA is a data privacy law that applies to healthcare organizations that process personal health information. HIPAA requires healthcare organizations to implement administrative, physical, and technical safeguards to protect personal health information from unauthorized access or disclosure. Cybercrime statutes. Cybercrime statutes are laws that regulate the use of technology to commit criminal activities. These laws address a variety of cybercrimes, including hacking, identity theft, and phishing. Some of the most important cybercrime statutes include Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, CFA. The CFA is a cybercrime statute that makes it illegal to access a computer or computer network without authorization. The CFA also prohibits the use of technology to commit fraud, theft, and other criminal activities. Electronic Communications Privacy Act, ECPA. The ECPA is a cybercrime statute that regulates the interception of electronic communications, such as email and instant messages. The ECPA makes it illegal to intercept electronic communications without authorization or to disclose the contents of intercepted communications. Cybersecurity Information Sharing Act, CISA. CISA is a cybercrime statute that encourages the sharing of cybersecurity threat information between private sector organizations and the federal government. CISA aims to improve cybersecurity threat detection and response by facilitating the sharing of threat intelligence. International Agreements. International agreements are agreements between nations that establish guidelines for cybersecurity and data privacy. These agreements promote cooperation between nations in the fight against cyber threats. Some of the most important international agreements include Budapest Convention on Cybercrime. The Budapest Convention on Cybercrime is an international treaty that establishes guidelines for addressing cybercrime. The treaty requires signatory nations to criminalize cybercrime and cooperate in the investigation and prosecution of cyber criminals. General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR. The GDPR is a data privacy law that applies to all organizations that process personal data of individuals residing in the European Union, EU. The GDPR requires organizations to obtain user consent before collecting personal data and to provide users with the right to access, rectify, and erase their personal data. Chapter 10: Staying Safe Online. In today's digital age, it's important to take steps to protect yourself and your devices from cyber threats. With the increasing frequency of cyber attacks and data breaches, it's more important than ever to practice good cybersecurity habits. In this chapter, we will provide you with a practical guide to staying safe online, including tips on password management, software updates, safe browsing habits, and online privacy. Password management. One of the most important steps you can take to protect yourself online is to use strong passwords and keep them secure. A strong password should be at least 1 character long and contain a mix of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters. It's also a good idea to use different passwords for each of your online accounts. Consider using a password manager to generate and store strong passwords securely. Software updates. Keeping your software up to date is crucial in protecting your devices from cyber threats. Make sure to enable automatic updates for your operating system, web browser, and other software applications. These updates often contain security patches that address vulnerabilities that can be exploited by cyber criminals. Safe browsing habits. When browsing the internet, it's important to be cautious and avoid clicking on suspicious links or downloading files from unknown sources. Only visit reputable websites and make sure the website is using HTTPS, which encrypts your data in transit. It's also a good idea to use an ad blocker to prevent malicious ads from displaying on your screen. Online privacy. Protecting your online privacy is essential in today's digital age. Use a virtual private network, VPN, to encrypt your internet traffic and keep your online activity private. Avoid sharing sensitive information, such as your full name, address, and date of birth, on social media or other public platforms. Consider using two-factor authentication for an extra layer of security. Cybersecurity awareness. Being aware of the latest cyber threats is important in staying safe online. Stay up to date with the latest news and trends in cybersecurity and educate yourself on common scams and tactics used by cyber criminals. Consider attending cybersecurity training sessions or webinars to improve your knowledge and skills. Conclusion. In this chapter, we have provided you with a practical guide to staying safe online. By following these tips and best practices, you can protect yourself and your devices from cyber threats and enjoy a safer and more secure online experience. Remember, staying safe online requires a combination of good cybersecurity habits and a commitment to ongoing education and awareness. Disclaimer. The information provided in this book is intended for educational purposes only and should not be considered professional or legal advice. The authors and publisher do not assume any liability or responsibility for the use or misuse of the information contained within this book. Cybersecurity is a constantly evolving field, and new threats and challenges emerge on a daily basis. While every effort has been made to ensure the accuracy and currency of the information presented, the authors and publisher make no guarantees or warranties, express or implied, about the completeness, accuracy, reliability, suitability, or availability of the information, products, services, or related graphics contained in this book. Readers are encouraged to seek professional advice and conduct their own research before making any decisions or taking any actions related to cybersecurity. The authors and publisher disclaim all liability for any damages or losses, including but not limited to direct, indirect, incidental, special, or consequential damages or losses arising from the use or reliance on the information contained within this book.